go. Let's get started very quickly. I do want to go over SPY in just a minute. I want to follow up with American Eagle Outfitters. I did a big Elliott Wave study analysis yesterday. Go watch that video. I really break down this chart to a degree that is just mind-numbing. So maybe if you're not into that kind of boring analysis, but if you are into the boring analysis, really get into that video. So what we did have, following through here at the end of that video, we had a diamond, and diamonds are wild cards. They can be both continuation or reversal patterns. It's really hard to tell. Obviously here at earnings, we had a big dive. That is a massive dip. Woo! And now the price seems to be trying to recover a little bit. I'm not super optimistic, but I think the takeaway here is that we've seen a motive wave down, a corrective bounce, which took the form of a diamond, and now another push lower. This is a nice A, B, C, 1, 2, 3 corrective move. And I'll go into what it means for American Eagle Outfitters in the long term later. Right now, I want to hop into SPY. An interesting day today. The Queen of England has died, and that's big news. Doesn't make a difference for the markets, though. To me, it's just like, meh. Just, I'm not English, so whatever. What's going on with SPY? Well, since we hit that 431 high, we've been on the spill lower, and I've done a lot of analysis. I even did I did a write-up on this bull trap back here, and I'm not sure if I did this in a video or not. I'm pretty sure I explained this. Go back and watch the old videos. I tell people that all the time. Go back and watch the old videos. Go back to watch the old videos, because that's really where you're going to see my analysis shine, is in retrospect. Because in the present, things go either which way, but generally over the longer term, my analysis is more accurate, and so that's where I like to point people. Now, what you're seeing here are just like a bunch of letters, A, B, C, A, B, C, A, B, C, little numbers all over the place, and there's different colors, and they're written in different ways, and that all means something in Elliott Wave theory. I don't want to go into that too much right now. Basically, I think what I want to say is we're looking for a 5-wave motive wave form, and I'm just going to draw out what I see, okay? Is there are 5 waves in a motive wave. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's like a lightning bolt, right? Like the Harry Potter scar. And what happens is that you get a level of support and resistance right at the bottom of wave 1, and sometimes wave 4 likes to come up to there, and it really shouldn't cross that boundary. I talk about this all the time. And so this is a nice clean representation of what all of this mess is. It's a way of saying that we've seen, and let's see here. This is right there. This has got to be, let me think about this. This has to be a minute wave. Minute wave 1, 2, 3. And then we got this big extension. 1, 2, 3. And then this would be 4. And we're extending wave 5, I think. That's possible. I think we're in a 5th wave extension. However, part of me wants to say this might be 1, 2, 1 of 3, 2 of 3, and then this massive dip down. This is 3 of 3, and now we're looking at 4 of 3. We're going to look for 5 of 3, and then wave 5 and of 3, and then we're going to go down after we do another wow correction phase. That doesn't make any sense, does it? So I'm gonna simplify this. I'm gonna take the notations I have here, and I'm gonna move them onto the portion of the chart to which they currently are. So this is what I'm looking at right now. Is it appears that we might actually be finishing this motive wave down, which would indicate a bounce in SPY, but that's actually not what I'm thinking. It's actually not what I'm thinking. Let's see here. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5. Yeah, so I actually think we're coming right up here for this wave 4. And so this falling wedge through here and this bounce, this is all part of this third leg right here. And so it is possible that we actually get a huge retracement, like a big retrace, before we find another massive dump. But I think right now, more than anything else, what I'm seeing is a fantastic channel starting to form here, right? Maybe it's something like that. Yes, that could very well be it. And what we're going to look for now is this wave 5 dump. And again, I'm thinking that this might all be a third wave extension. So this would be the top of a wave 4. Let me zoom in. Let me just zoom into what would be the supposed third wave. And let me get rid of this channel because it makes it completely legible. I'm going to zoom in here. All right, so if this is all part of a third wave extension, right, this is going to be one of that, the first wave, or I'm sorry, the first wave of that 3 wave comes down, the second wave bounces up, and then that third wave extends into 1, 2, 3, and what is all this? 4. It's going to be wave 4. And it forms what's called a 3-3-5 flat, and I'm labeling it as a bear flag. And the reason why I call it a bear flag is because it's pretty easy to see that there is a horizontal level of support and resistance that forms this rectangle, and that's your classic flag pattern after a steep decline, which I think we do have over the longer term. It's kind of wishy-washy as a flag, but I do think that this is going to serve as a continuation pattern in the end. And the reason I say that is because this $401 level is very powerful, very strong. And it'd be that fourth subwave of that third wave that's extending. And I have that labeled here, and you can see this blue dashed line, and there's been several touches, 1, 2, 3, and we're now working on touch 4, and at the end of a motive wave, 1, 2, 3, 4, and I think this is actually wave 5 in here, that's ending. And the reason why I think it's ending is, well, for one, I think the RSI just suggests that. So when you have the RSI reaching into the extremes, you're typically at the end of a motive wave. So in a 3-3-5, you got 3 corrective waves. Let's see, where's this one even start? Oh, goodness. Here's the B. Jeez, I need to give myself a little more height right here. A, B, C. See that 1, 2, 3 move? It's like A is steep, B is pretty flat, and then we have a little pounce until we get that 401 level and reject, and then that downtrend that starts from there gives me another A, B, and this B is kind of flat too, so you have this weird like pivot, right? And then this decline for C. And then you have a 5 wave, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And it's just a way of extending the corrective phase. Extending the corrective phase. And that's why we get this weird, like, it's almost like it's swinging on monkey bars kind of look. The price is like trying to work its way sideways. Sideways grind. It's hugging the uptrend that we've recently encountered. And this is what I was expecting. It really is. So at this point, to see that the RSI is reaching over bot and wave 3, and then failing to get to, or to do that at wave 5, this actually looks like bearish divergence to me. Because you have declining peaks in the RSI against rising peaks in the price. And when you measure these peaks, you gotta make sure you do it on a closing basis, because the RSI is based on the close of a candle, not the high of the candle. So that's what I'm looking at right here. It really could just be dump tomorrow. Like, yeah, because we're at that 401 level. And if this 401 level, if the price breaks through this 401 level and pulls up, then I'm gonna have to reconsider this count of this extension through here. And this count is just so solid. It really is. I would hate to have to recount this. But if that wave 4 is violated and we get like a strong close above there, I'm going to have to go back and recount everything, which is par for the course with Elliott wave theory, because it's not super predictive, but it does give us a really good context for which way the price may move. So here it looks like the price is attempting to move lower. And I do fully anticipate to see that going into tomorrow, which is Friday, which is probably going to be a bad day. Probably going to be a bad day. Now, something I don't talk about a whole lot, but I used to all the time, is talk about implied volatility. And when I see implied volatility dropping right here as the price is moving up through this motive wave, this tells me this is corrective. This is not progress being made. This is progress being retraced. So primary trend is still down. Even though we did have a motive wave up, it happened in a corrective phase, forming a sideways grind, which I'm going to call a bear flag, in a 3-3-5 flat, which is composing a sub-mini wet wave 4 in what I'm calling an extension of minute wave 3. And I think it won't be too much longer before we find a big dive down to wave 5, which will bring us down and fill some of these gaps we left behind and test lows. And then from that point, you're going to have to subscribe to Capivision for more forecasting. Capivision is my premium subscribership. I put out an extra weekend every I'm not doing more than one take. Every weekend I do a video just for Capivision subscribers, and I do more macro analysis. So it's a lot bigger, and my forecasting, it reaches bigger, longer range price targets. And so I want to just kind of keep that for my Capivision subscribers. You guys are awesome. Thank you for, keeping me motivated. So that's what I have for today. I want to talk about the SPY. Oh, let's just have a glance at GME, because they had earnings, and it would be wrong of me just to like completely ignore the meme stocks. As much as I'm like pretty apathetic about the meme stocks at this point. I mean, look, this is nasty. Jeez. Okay, here we go. Live analysis. Here we go. 1, I'm just going to use sub-mini wet waves because I can. 2, and then guess what? I actually already, you see, the problem with just starting with sub-mini wet waves is what if there's an extension? I have to break down this third wave now, and I don't have the tools to do it. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm just going to, you know what? I'm just going to go 2 degrees higher. We're going to call that a minute wave. And I do label all of my waves the same way. So in Elliott wave theory, there are 9 degrees. And each of those, well, okay, and then there's 3 tiers. There's 9 degrees, 3 tiers, and 3 sub-tiers. And so I color my charts yellow, blue, white in each sub-tier of each tier. So it's going to go yellow, sub-minuet, blue, minuet, white, minute, and then it goes yellow, minor, blue, intermediate, white, primary, and then blue or yellow cycle, blue super cycle, white grand super cycle. And that's how I have that figured out. And what that does is it lets me just draw lines on my charts and use colors. And so when I'm doing the analysis initially, I don't have to worry about getting wave degree right because I can see the subdivisions just with the colors and I can go back and but I'm not doing that right now. Right now I'm obviously just doing my best, and this video is already longer than I want it to be. I always do that. I'm like, I'll make a quick video, and then it's like, oh, look at this. I can analyze this. I'm going to analyze it. And then I just keep going because I enjoy this. I just enjoy it. So 2, and then let's duplicate this. And I think, I don't even know if we finished wave 3 yet. This wave 3 is powerful. Wave 3 is the most powerful wave, unless it's like a commodity. I think commodities typically extend into wave 5, which is why I'm so excited about gold. But we're not gonna get there yet, not today. So let's talk about this. We have 1, 2, and then we start this third wave extension, I think. So I'm just gonna change this and say, let's make you that's the wrong. There we go. And that does matter. If this was a yellow 1, like a Roman 1, this would actually be, I believe, this would be a cycle wave, right? But a yellow lowercase Roman I is a sub-mini wet wave. And that matters. It does. So I'm just going to say, oh, wow, look at this. There's even probably like another, is this 1, 2? Wow. Wow, there are so many subwaves through here. Okay, so I don't even know what to do anymore. I'm just like, wow. Okay, so there's a channel through here, and this appears to all be wave 3. And there looks like there's another whole motive wave through here, which is an extension. Okay, and then I think I see actually there's a diamond in here. Wow, so many diamonds these days. There's a diamond through here, which is going to be a corrective wave, and then there's another motive wave through here. Oh my god. And then there's this really sweet measured move up. That's an ABC correction. Do you see what I'm doing here? This is just, okay, this is too long. Cap, you're going into this way too much. You can't do another hour video. And then look, here's another correction. This one happened on earnings, and it's like stupid. It's probably like some sort of expanded running flat or something. It's weird. What's even going on there? Jeez. Let's zoom in here. This is so weird. Let's open up a smaller time frame too. And do you see the gears in my head? Do you see them? They're grinding together. Just gong, 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 gong. Find the solution. So I don't know. If I had to chart this, it's probably like we're probably moving to a triangle of some sort. Like a pennant. Technically, if you're gonna do a chart pattern analysis on this, yeah, it looks actually there we go. Yep. Okay. There you go. You have a consolidation pattern. 1, 2, 3, 4. You have 5 touches, and you have a consolidation range. You got a downward channel coming through here. It's going to act as resistance towards there. And then, well, let's just zoom back out here and let's see if we can make any sense of the scribbles I just dropped everywhere. Okay, so how many corrective phases do I see in blue? 3. How many motive waves do I see? 3. So this is probably 1, 2, and this is probably a third wave that actually extends again. So you have a third wave, and then you have another third wave extending third waveception. That's how you know you're getting a really strong move. When those third waves just keep subdividing. And so we got 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then wave 5 of 3. We're just gonna say this third wave extended, so it's probably gonna match the first wave. So let's see here. This was 1, 2, 3, 4. So this was the first wave of that third wave extension. And I mean, this won't make sense. You like, if you want to be able to follow me charting like this, you're gonna have to watch a lot of my videos. The massive Elliott wave analysis I did on American Eagle Outfitters is really good for that. So let's see, you know, oh God, look at that. Wow, this fifth wave of this third wave extension would underthrow this channel, which makes sense. And we would then see a bounce. So let's see, that'd be 3. And then we'd be looking for wave 4, which really could come all the way up to here, right? Like price could do some really volatile things. Wow, I can see volatility kicking up a lot in the near future. Like a lot. Like, would you expect that kind of a bounce in next week? I mean, I wouldn't, but it could happen. Who knows how high that's going to go? All that matters, though, is that we're probably going to go in for a bigger dive later, because this probably complete wave 3, and then we'd be looking for wave 4. And who knows how high wave 4 is going to go. It can come all the way up to the bottom of wave 1, which if it did would be like super high, right? And then I'm going to be just taking the amplitude of wave 1 and then applying it for wave 5. So, you know, this looks like the price is on track. It's targeting this uptrend. We'll see what happens when we get there. It's possible we get some really big, weird consolidation before another dive lower. We have CPI data coming out next week. And I think GME, along with SPY, are at critical levels. They are at critical levels, currently in downtrends, targeting uptrending support. And meanwhile, GLD is poised to continue pushing higher. You can see this this channel that's starting to form here, right? Yeah, that looks good. Meanwhile, the dollar's strength begins to wane. Finally, the dollar has been driving me nuts. Now, it's not an equity, so you gotta be a little careful with it. Take it with a grain of salt. That's not quite the same, but here we have a topping pattern. Do you see the topping pattern above that line? That line's gonna be level of support and resistance. It's a pattern. We're forming a head and shoulders top, baby. Woo! So if we get it dumped below there, we're gonna see weakness in the dollar, which will help bring strength to gold. And in the Discord, in the premium Discord, that is to say the private channel that you have access to when you sign up for Capvision. But to get access to that channel, you're gonna need to comment your Discord username in a post anywhere, I guess, because I'll see the star. But yeah, so just, yeah, okay, here we go. This is what I'm saying. This is either a big bear flag or we're about to see a big recovery, right? That's the thing, is this thing is about to move. And I wish I had some more drawings here, but I don't. I'm thinking that this is a complete motive wave. Look, I just did this in GME. Doesn't this look the same? 1, 2, and then is this a third wave extension? Probably. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We've just finished that third wave. That's all one wave. And so wave 4 could retrace all the way back up to the bottom of wave 1, way up here. And so I'm thinking this would be a good trade. Maybe there's a double bottom through here. Looks kind of ugly on this time frame. Let's go into the 4 hour. That way I get some after hours. You know, yeah. Nonetheless, I'm thinking we could get some sort of complex inverted head and shoulder bottom through here. That would make sense given the waveform analysis, because wave 4 would be up and then wave 5 would come down. And wave 5 would probably be the same amplitude as wave 1, which is up here. So we can actually just duplicate this and pull it down and be like, oh, look, I almost eyeballed that correctly. Weird. And then what would you get? You get this nice triple bottom or this big bear flag. You can't really know, and that's the thing about Elliott wave theory, is because everything fractals, everything can lead anywhere. And so you need some sort of signal. Right now, what I'm waiting for is a break of this downtrend in SLV. And just so you know, I am holding a call in SLV. It's a $16 call. Doesn't expire until the end of the year. But yeah, okay, nice little downtrend break there, huh? And look at this. You have a clean 1, 2, 3 trend reversal above that broken downtrend. And I think we might even be able to chart this as like an ascending broadening wedge. And the target for this pattern is the top of the pattern. All right, so maybe $19. Yeah, like I can totally see reversal in the precious metals coming up as the dollar loses strength and as SPY grinds sideways, preparing for a last little dip. CPI data next week, of course, is going to be everything. Remember, know your stops. You're responsible for your own trades. All that jazz. Hop in the Discord if you're not in Discord. Really, get in the Discord. There's a lot of good discussion, a lot of good trading. Everyone's doing a lot of good things on Twitter. Obi-Wan Kenobi's on Twitter. StockEd's on Twitter. Join the community. Let's go. Happy trading.